Hey guys, and welcome back to Emerald Coast. We're in the last day of spring, and we just had ourselves a rainstorm. And well, we managed to get the ground moisture down to 9% with all of those days of no rain. And now look where we are. We are basically walking on water. We're at 61% ground moisture. So there went all the great great ground dryness that we had. So we're going to try to avoid the mud because you know it's going to be in full force and everything. Hey Eugene, hey Jonathan, hey Will, and Genetic J. Got quite the crowd already. And we have a duck. Duck Zorly's in the house. So some other changes that we've made. This is the tractor that we had the duals on. It had the normal wheel and then a real narrow wheel. Switched it over to have wide tires. Because no matter what I did with the compaction mod, it kept reporting a low compaction on this tractor. When I switched over to the wide tires, it came up no compaction. So that's what we're going to run. And I dropped in the more trees mod, and we're now able to plant trees up in the forest. So that's what we're going to do today, is plant a couple pallets of trees. And basically, of course, trotting along with us. Then basically I just do a little cleanup. Looks like we need to we need to water our sheep. Here at 1%. Better get over there and do that real quick too. Hey Macho Cyclone, what's up? And I'm hoping that that once we get some work done, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward till tomorrow and hope that the first day of summer we will have ourselves some fields to harvest. Left the forecast up because I wanted to see what the weather was going to be like, and we got mid-90s predicted for tomorrow with this particular geo. And I was starting to think that you know, summer was looking kind of mild with only a couple days in the 90s or low 90s, but now look at day 7. We have a high of 100. That looks a bit better. Just today we were probably mid 90s ourselves here in Virginia. Nice and hot and sticky. I was expecting a little hotter weather. You know, we still have autumn. Seems like it doesn't get super hot around here until autumn. And that's when it really gets nasty. It's like it takes all summer for it to really start getting cooking. Oh, hopefully you're not sitting there too long. That's the one we want. Over here, let's go ahead and check on the Graze mod and see how it's doing. It's the cows. The sheep. We got 20,000 liters of grass still out here in the sheep pasture. See how we are with our wool. Hey DJ, what's up? Hey DoughBoy. Pretty good. Got one pallet. And I'm thinking I'm going to use this trailer in light compaction. See if we can't fix that, because when we're doing our field work, I know we're going to get compaction with the harvester. There's no way around that. But you know, compaction, I guess, with the grain cart is inevitable also. if it's full. But it's going to be fine because, oh, you know what? This is what happens when you pull out in front of a Floridian. It box you in. Crazy Floridian drivers. Hey Darren, what's up? How do you get more grass in the graze area? No, yeah, no, you can't. It's not a. Yeah, it's not a. It's not defined as a field, in that respect. Hey, Perrin. Yeah, they are rather bold with their indestructible vehicles. I'm thinking that we may be able to harvest field 9 down there. Let's toggle that. I think we might be able to harvest field 9 down there and 18 and 19 tomorrow. I think those fields will come up ready, and then we may find ourselves in a condition to maybe pick up another harvestable field, depending on what our money situation looks like after we buy a baler, after we buy a harvester, header, and all of that fun jazz. Well, you know, Genetic, that's what we were talking about before the stream, is that to some degree, you know, a grass meadow, a grass field, you know, where you're mowing your hay, whatever you want to call that area, is not loosened soil. It's pretty much packed already. And Will pointed out that that in Europe they roll concrete rollers on the fields on purpose. Can't really claim that a concrete roller doesn't do something with respect to compacting the ground. My only concern over it is that with the mod, the way the compaction works is it does affect yield. So a fully compacted grass field will basically yield half of what a non-compacted grass field would yield. So it would be the equivalent of giant's grass, basically. And at that point, the only way to boost it would basically be giant's grass fully fertilized. So the yield would be even lower if it wasn't fertilized, I think. I think that's how I interpreted the chart that they showed. And the only way to loosen the soil is to full up, cultivate, and replant. So I'm not really worried about compaction on the regular fields because we're cultivating those. We're turning the soil over. We're loosening it as part of the process. But on a grass field, we don't turn that over every year. You know, we keep that grass field in there for some period of time. That's my only thought process on really wanting to minimize overall compaction. And one thought is that if the script was modified to such a way that it ignored an area that was planted with the grass layer as far as the compaction goes, that might be a workaround around that. Hey Dalen, what's up? Hey Chris, Eli, how you doing? Yeah, that is that's part of the geo. Macho is what seems like perennial rain or daily rain. You know, I was shocked that our forecast had that many days of dry weather. I notice I'm avoiding the road. We got this tractor stuck in the mud earlier in the spring. But you know, we had so many days of no rain in spring. It's pretty shocking. And here we only have 1 day of rain in 7, or 2 days of rain in 8 days because we had rain yesterday. So I'm really worried about autumn. We might have 12 days of rain. Imagine a geo that was like the reverse of Snowy Lands, but was like, you know, guaranteed rain every day. I've got these planted at 10 meters apart. You should have plenty of space for them to grow. All we need is the geo to model a tropical storm coming through every year. Imagine if they modeled. Well, they talked about having crop destruction in 19 now. Imagine if they modeled in weather crop destruction as a result of weather disasters. Imagine if seasons had something built in where if you had so many straight days of no rain, you had a drought, and therefore you maybe you just spontaneously had a field that would go withered. That would be a complete nightmare. Are you on the road, DoughBoy, or are you laid up for the night? I gotta watch these suggestions. I had a suggestion earlier that I think a map maker might take me up on. I made a suggestion of, you know, we got the script where you can put the manure in a part of the field or part of the area, and it, you know, spreads it out. It doesn't just put it in a pile at the manure point. I thought, well, what if you spread that area out over the whole cow pasture, so that you know, it was modeling the cows just doing their business wherever they stood as they roamed around the cow pasture. Found the logs. Well, we found the logs I left here, and we did what we said we were going to do. Now stuck in the mud. Ah, well, thankfully, I talk softly and carry a big stick. Just going to gently shove this tractor. Get out of the mud. Well, that didn't work. So let's try a bigger stick. Did you not see all four wheels spinning loosely in the mud there? There was no drive control going to get you out of that predicament. Not with all four wheels freely spinning. Hey, Mini Fox. What's up? I probably wouldn't. I saw somewhere posted a picture in Discord. I don't know what channel it was on, but it was like, you know, this is why people were requesting fire truck mods in FS17 because of the John Deere announcement. Hey, country girl, what's up? Hey, Spitfire. All right, let me pause and put on the hat because my mouse is not moving the camera here. There we go. Now I can actually see when we pull out in front of somebody. I think we'll put one more pallet in and then we will see what kind of trouble we can get into. Tried to fertilize the grass fields, and they didn't take any fertilizer, which I thought was a little weird. Usually I can fertilize grass right after I mow it, but it wouldn't work. Just swing through the shell station there. They really don't like when I do that, but hey, what are they going to do about it? Hey, Duck, when are you going to do another stream on Lone Oak? And potentially potentially, if the file size on the map could be basically shrunk in half, or if Giants increases the file size limits, then it's possible that you know, that this map, if Will uploads it to the mod hub, could be in the mod hub now, because it's got John Deere, and FS17 will be John Deere. Oh, you kind of blew your load of videos already. Now let's just hope that it doesn't take 2 weeks to get it out. You know, today was the first day that Listern updated the testing thread since it was uploaded, and it wasn't listed on the testing thread. But that doesn't mean everything, because the testing thread is a literal snapshot in time as to what is being tested at that moment. Because we know he's pulled snapshots before, and it'll have like no mods listed. That just means that they aren't actually testing something at that moment. We've also seen plenty of mods show up in the mod hub that have never been listed as testing, so they obviously all get tested. But there is also a backlog. Did see Walker Farms listed as being tested. Love to see how many times that gets kicked back. Heard that Alien Jim's Sussex Farm has been kicked back several times in his latest update. Well, you know, if it does get kicked back, then it's clear Giants has triple standards, because those two maps that made the mod hub like 2 weeks ago, they are, to use a term that I use frequently with Doc Zorly's videos, those two maps are true abominations of representations of what should be in the mod hub. And everything. You know, the quality of those two was so drastically different than some of the other maps, even maps that are in beta. That yeah, where are we at? Let's go. But to have another map get kicked back 5 or 6 times because of texture problems. When you got maps in the mod hub that flat out don't even have boundary issues, missing triggers, and other types of problems, it's clearly a triple standard of quality. And the mod hub there should be one standard that everything should be held to. Alright, I think we're going to be just about done planting here. Put a couple over in the that other area where I did some logging. Tell you, if these trees didn't take 5 years to grow, they would be quite the moneymaker. 40 trees for 40 bucks, or 20 trees for 40 bucks, so $2 a tree, and you get a heck of a lot more than $2, but you just have to wait several years. And that's the other thing is, here we are. See, look, 1, 2, 3, all 4 wheels are spinning. There's no drive controls going to fix this problem. There we are. Hey, Dirty Tractor, what's up? Taking a break from Willow River. Quality, wonderful map by our very own in-chat Darren. Alright, Macho, thanks for coming by. Search Saginaw Valley on YouTube. At least 5 parts of his map is on it. And some of... Oh, okay. Just plant 4 straight down the row here, and then we'll be done. And we'll have to figure out what we're going to do for the next few hours. Right there. I wonder at what point do these trees no longer have, or what point do these trees grow collisions? Because right now you can drive right through them. I wonder if it's when they become cuttable. Duck, all the grass is mowed on the field. All the grass is already mowed. Look, look, grass. We only have grass in these 3 spots. You know this. You played the map. And it's all harvested. We've already mowed our grass. Remember? This is not the land of endless grass. Guess I should put... Guess I should put it over here by the generator. You could say all of the you could say Churn Farm is anti-duck. You could say Midtown is anti-duck, as well as this one, because all of them have indestructible grass everywhere, other than the few defined grassy areas, unless you go in and plant your own grass. Let's head on back. I'm going to try to stay away from the darn road. That's where all the mud is. Now, speaking of Churn Farms, Churn Farm update. The video that we showed off last week has made it out of testing over at FSUK. So if you watched that, or you've been waiting on Churn Farms with all of the cool updates that are included here on Emerald Coast, then that is now out on FSUK. So that's got the Graze mod, the Water Trough mod, Dynamic Mud, it's got bale storage, it's got the FPS mod for clip distances on equipment in buildings, got traffic, right-hand drive AI traffic. That's the first time it's been hit on traffic's been on Churn. There's got a wood chip storage building and a whole ton of other enhancements. Well, you could always plant grass everywhere. Alright. You know, something I thought about is what if we pick up some moo cows? Moo cows. Of course, we don't have straw for bedding yet. We can't make TMR because we don't have silage. We can't cut grass and put it in the ferment. That's what I was going to do next time I had grass to cut. So that's not really an option. We'll just see how fast the time can go by here. Oh, okay. So it was grass you could cut, but there would always be indestructible grass that you couldn't cut. It's about to get dark real quick. There we go. Let's go pick up our eggs. Something I am going to add when we have wheat is the enhanced chicken. For anyone that didn't know how you can cheat picking up eggs, this is how you cheat picking up eggs. Hit F5 and then you look for the little boxes. Especially useful when there's eggs in the grass. That one right there. That's how you cheat picking up eggs. All right, where's that truck here? So I took my oldest daughter to a brace appointment today, and lo and behold, this guy rolls up in a Chevy C10 pickup, a little newer model than this one. I was like, oh, I know that truck. Alrighty then. Oh, you think I missed two? Let's see. Missed two? I did miss two. This is how we drive in Maryland. Alright, once we get back here to the main farm, we're going to jump to tomorrow. See if we can't get some harvest in. Oh, it is summertime. All right. What are our sheeps? Let's see here. What? Oh my. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's awful. That is absolutely awful. But at least we can fertilize our grass. That is awful. Let's run over here. It's where we got the tractor. We can put the fertilizer sprayer on. This is going to be an awful boring summer. Early summer. See, we got, here we got light compaction, okay. Now we do have pretty darn wet soil. Let's go over here and check, see what the percentage is again. 39%. That's about where I am on Rathlin. Moved into, we're still in spring on Rathlin, and we got like 30% ground moisture. Hey John, thanks for dropping by. Wide tires, standard tires, twin. Hey, this is going to look awful funny. But there's no compaction. Let's see what we get with rear twins. Compaction. Pump them up and drop them back down again. DoughBoy, this is the new work in progress mod from Seasons called Soil Compaction, where it takes into account the contact surface area of the tractor and the moisture of the ground, and basically involves compaction. and the more compacted the soil, the less output you have on your crop. And if you do it well, if you manage your compaction well, then it's quite possible that you'd never have to plow your field. And we were talking about the issue with grass fields is there's no way to decompact. Okay. There's no way to decompact your grass field without without cultivating. So there we are. Let's put you over here. Now you can see we are at no compaction. Let's got a little squish in our tires now. Be a little hard to see, but we got a little squish in them. And the old spreader, you're gonna be able to get out of here. The old spreader that we used first time around doesn't have care tires, so it was causing crop destruction, and it was causing compaction. So I went over and picked up this sprayer. So we're going to use this sprayer, which since it doesn't make contact with the ground, it won't cause compaction. I think it's still a work in progress. I think there's still a fair bit of refinement that probably needs to be done to it. Again, if we look here, now we're at light compaction. Well, that's great. So if we just go ahead and just use this for light compaction. Okay. So I'm just going to run a strip straight across and come back. And you're going to see we're going to get a mark on our field. After this updates, we should have a pink line that's going basically where we're driving. Three-point hitch box spread. Yeah, I could use that too. It's even fertilizing. It should be. Alright, we gotta wait for that to update. There's my pink oval. That is showing the compaction state. So the darker the pink to red is the compaction state, and when it gets red, it's the heaviest of compaction. So we're just going to run up here and drop some more air out of the tires just to see if we can get to a point where it doesn't have any. But it also factors in ground moisture. So, for example, a configuration that was causing no compaction with a fairly dry ground, let's say 10% ground moisture. At 30% ground moisture, that same configuration may cause compaction because the ground would be softer, be more prone to more prone to compression. But in a conversation we had earlier, we were talking about, you know, with typical fields that are just always grass, people don't really worry about compaction because the ground is hard. I mean, it's not been worked, it's not been loosened in potentially years. So, you know, having stuff drive over it isn't that big of a deal. Completely let all the air out of the tires now. Like I said, I don't really care about compaction with respect to a normal field. Hey, Kurt. That is also true. That could be the weight of the sprayer. Now we have some serious tire deformation. I'm not really concerned about compaction on a normal field because there's no way to avoid it, because a harvester is just so big and so heavy that it's going to have an effect on the field. Now, what I would like to try to avoid would be excessive compaction in fertilizing and in seeding, so that the soil was least compressed before harvest. And if I go and compress the field during harvest with the harvester or with the grain truck, well, so be it, because I'll be able to come through here with a cultivator and cultivate the field, and the act of cultivation will loosen the soil and remove the compaction layer or compaction layers. So different cultivators will loosen the soil at different amounts. So a basic cultivator might, like a disc cultivator, they say, might loosen the soil 1 compaction layer. A tine cultivator, I think they put in the description, might remove 2 layers of compaction, and a deep subsoiler plow could remove up to 3 layers of compaction. But then they also said something like, you know, your traditional mold bore plow, while it would remove compaction, it actually ends up adding compaction, I guess, on the on some portion of the field, I guess, as it turns the field over, turns the ground over. So it's an interesting idea. We're going to try out. We're going to explore. Hey, Raznik, what's up? But you can see down now we're not getting any pink, so we're not adding to the soil compression of the grass field. Downloading mods, eh? Yeah, that's what the README file was saying, was related to the mold bore plow and compression, that I guess it causes compaction at certain phases or whatever. Hey, Jaded Illusions, what's up? And there is apparently, I didn't add it because I didn't know where to add it. Apparently there's a way to add in-cab tire pressure monitoring, and I was reading the directions wrong, and I was trying to apply it wrong when I was trying to apply it, so it never held right. So I'm going to try to tool that for another video. Can't really see where we've been. Texture is really hard to see. I'm kind of using the sprayer add-on mod to help guide me as to where I've sprayed before, based on where it's turning off the spray arm. There, that's going to help. Oh, if Zorly's still in the house, he can suggest all kinds of grass farm maps. Apparently Soft Nosk, he can tell you exactly how much grass Soft Nosk can produce. Crazy fool's gone and mowed the whole map. Hey, 8400R, what's up? I saw you put a message earlier. I might have just missed you. There's 6.2 million liters of grass on Soft Nosk. Well, there you go. Not counting the dedicated grass fields. Linehouse is a very good grass map. Let's see. Miss anything? Wait for it to update. Guess I missed this whole section. In your most recent video, I saw you you finished mowing the whole whole map, and then you transitioned into a new growth stage, and you had grass to mow again. Can't get this triangle. That taken care of. Oh, my night's going pretty good. A little disappointed. I was hoping I could get a harvest in, but when we transitioned to early summer, nothing was ready to harvest. So we're just here fertilizing our grass. Threw some extra tires on here so we wouldn't damage the ground. About need to go get another load of fertilizer. I'm not going to bale today, no. I don't really have enough grass to bale. Just got the first cut, or first growth stage. Rather, I want to basically have the grass go to full growth this time around. Last time in spring we did we mowed it and picked it up for compost, and we only let it get to the second growth stage. So I want to go to the third growth stage, and then I'm going to pick it up and put it in the fermentation silos that are on the map. Because by the time that happens, we will have straw, and then I'll be able to pick up some cows. Two little strips over here. I can't direct the tractor over here to them. Alright, let's see if I can't get this this strip over here. Should just about do it then. Tell you this better mini map, man, is it handy. But that's about it. Good deal. Let's go over here and fill this sprayer up. We can't get through there. We're gonna have to go around the long way. Oh, you learn to use the autoload trailer that's in the game, the stacker, or the autoload trailers that are mods. Yeah, crop destruction's on. Not worried about grass crop destruction because it's just in the first growth. And thankfully it's 8 o'clock. The fertilizer just opened up. If you mow alfalfa like with a mower, you get grass. It's interesting. That would permit you to have both alfalfa and grass on the map. So you could forage alfalfa and it would stay grass, or would it be the alfalfa texture? Hey Fred, what's up? I enjoyed working the alfalfa on Willow. Of course, I didn't mow it, I just foraged it. And put it in the bunker. It was pretty hot today here. It was 90 something. Gotta remember the buffet wants eggs. I'll have to sell them eggs next time. we got wheat in field 12. Bad field 12 is like $600,000. Where you can have both mowable grass and alfalfa. I wonder if you forage alfalfa if it comes out as grass. I could also use the straw for that. I'm gonna use we're gonna bale some straw for the cows that we're gonna pick up, so that we can do TMR and bedding. I'm gonna lay off the compost master for a bit. We've made our millions with the compost. That's basically how we finance the fields we have. The field would definitely pay for itself. Oh, you mean mixing it up? It's not that bad mixing. Especially use bales. It's just 2 bales of hay or 2 bales of silage. 1 bale of hay or silage, depending on if you use 2 bales of hay or silage in the first ingredient, and then 1 bale of straw. Now, if you're trying to use that big pecan mixer, oh, that is a pain. It's like 8 bales of hay. It's not 8, 8, and 8. It's like 16, 8, and 8 or something. It's some ridiculous number of bales. I mean, if that's the case, is there like a way to basically have 2 different textures for 2 different crops, but both crops are configured to output the same thing? This field is a lot bigger than it looks. This field gave me a fair bit of hay last time around. Then we don't have to worry about trying to follow out where we're going. Yeah, the mini-map mod is on the mod hub. It just got updated recently. So if you look at the recent mods, it should be just a couple rows down. I don't know if you've played with it much beyond seeing it here, but you've got this wonderfulness. Let's see here. We can zoom out, zoom in. We can go full screen. We can do. We are. Let's change the transparency. So now it's a little less transparent. And what was it? Alt-9 did that. You can turn it off completely. We can change the refresh rate to something a lot shorter. Let's see here. We can obviously change all of our modes. I like this super transparent view because it's kind of there, but it's out of your way. I can't figure out why it's not wanting to zoom in and out. The only thing I did was change the. I'll figure it out later. Tell you, Follow Me is a gem. That mod is very, very nice. You can use Follow Me to set up a helper to help you do foraging. You can use Follow Me, obviously, to set up a baler directly behind a harvester. Or you could have Follow Me set up with a windrower behind a mower, and then a baler behind the windrower, all doing Follow Me, having two people follow each other. Do all kinds of things with it. Because you can set the offset to be different. Have it run beside you. You could have it run ahead of you. You could have it run directly behind you. You can definitely do multiple combines with Follow Me and just have each one offset behind the other one. You can obviously do multiple combines or multiple things with Courseplay. Duck did a video on that. Convoy mode, I think it's called. And I used this new GUI interface. Can't even zoom in on that. But the GUI interface allows you to kind of pick and choose things and generate course and a bit more graphical of a situation than using the standard interface down here. What do you mean about being useless with GPS? I think GPS is a valuable mod for pretty much any map. A little annoyed I can't zoom in and out anymore. Oh, there we go. There we are. We figured it out. And I think Alt 9 changes. No, that doesn't change. Control 9. Shift 9. Shift Alt 9. Shift. Maybe they just changed the... Maybe they changed the commands with respect to change in size. Oh, if they're not rectangular, I think GPS is still very handy. You kind of could either square the field off, or you could use GPS just for the stance of making nice, nice straight rows for harvest. And if you start on the, if you have a field that is gradually getting wider, if you start GPS with auto turn at the shortest part of the field and have it work toward the wider part of the field, then it works fairly good with auto turn. You just need to clean it up a little bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, islands. So GPS has a nice island feature, or not GPS, but Courseplay has a nice island feature where you can go in here and bypass islands. So if the Courseplay detects that there's an island in the map, it will now be able to route the course around it. What kind of maps is everybody playing these days? You could use follow me on a it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you could use follow me with Courseplay, or follow me with GPS quite well. Well, you just go through and you just answer some questions. Now, like this course, you went in here. Obviously, all the numbered fields are already in here. You know, and it's only showing us the fields that we own. But for the grass fields that aren't numbered, we numbered those ourselves. So you pretty much just specify lots of, some of the basics and just say generate a course. And you'll see what the course looks like. You might be like, I don't really like that. And then you just tell it, change a couple things around, generate a new course. And just keep going until you get what you like. Turn farm is updated. I know you saw that. Plains and Simple and Sussex, No Creek. Hey, Shaky. No Ducks play in Lone Oak. Lucky Lone Oak guy. Emerald Coast. Pacific Northwest. It's a very interesting map, that one is. Helicopter pilot me, that's right. But you're the one that suggested that I give that mod a try. And seems to work out pretty good when I need it. As far as we know, Lone Oak is in for testing, and it hasn't been kicked back yet, unless Ducks heard otherwise. These guys got like cow print shoes. You got cow print shoes on. Mining and construction. I saw Simulation for the Nation did a video on that. Mining and construction. Lone Oak. Well, our very own Doug Zorly here, I think he did a live stream where he had Bullet Bill in for some commentary and assistance. I have to admit I haven't seen it yet. I've been avoiding it deliberately. But I hear it was quite good. If you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to go check it out. What's the sign on the taco trailer? Well, if it's the same sign that's on the other maps. Although Alien Jim told me that you know, the version of the map that I did a video on had a building that had Giants software on it. It was you know, Giants headquarters in Sussex, and they made him take that texture off for the console version because it wasn't a brand that was in game. So they can be a little fickle with signs. Duck has a litter box? Uh-oh. May need to give him map coordinates so he can go find it. Alright, so that's pretty much done. Save that so we can use it next time. And let's go fill this up. And then we'll see if we can't put 2 courses together and get them rolling on the big grass field. The big grass field will definitely run out of spray. I want to see if I can't set up a refill course. Letter boxes, like a mailbox. Okay. Yeah, there's a difference between testers and media previewers or whatever, media partners. The what do you call it? What are they calling it? App previewers. This tractor does not have a front 3-point hitch. So no front spray. Media partners, there you go, that's what we're calling them. Well, if the walkthrough house is on the map, that is Oxygen David's house. After all, he built it, right? See, how much is this going to cost? A little bit more than the other, but that's okay. There's a price you pay for convenience of being in right here. I have to turn traffic off because I get annihilated. Oh, you just took the front end of my tractor off. Alright. First thing we're going to do is we're going to record a refilling course. We're going to turn traffic off. Courseplay and traffic do not mix. This course is real simple. We're just going to drive down here to the fill point, drive through the trigger, and return to the field. I don't know how Darren would know unless he's just making that up. But you know Duck's going to have to go check now. Drive through that trigger. Out wide. Go back in. So we go back into the field, then we'll name this something. Stomp that. And we'll call this field. I think this is 26. Call it that. And now we will set up another course. This is field 25, by the way. So 15 meters, current position, or we could do all kinds of other things. Current position is the easiest. We're going to do 2 clockwise. Don't need to do any of that skip rows or anything. Right course. So that's what it's going to look like. We may decide, you know, I don't like that. Let's do 4. Generate a course. And now we have a different look. Say, well, what's 3 look like? We could say, hey, I kind of like that. Let's do that. We're going to do that. And then save this. Field 25. Okay. Now with that saved, we're going to pick up this one that we renamed wrong. We're going to add that to both the other course. And shut this gate. Shut this gate. And we'll open those gates once we get back around, because we won't be obviously able to go get our liquid fert. But those gates closed. I see that, Darren. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I figured that would happen with this this fence. Where are you going? There. No, I can leave. I'll go do something else. Go put this back. He's still over there working. Once the course is made, I don't have to touch him ever again unless he runs into a problem. I didn't open the gate yet. I don't know if he'll be able to make it all the way back or not. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If it looks like he's not going to make it back, I'll go open the gate. Hey, Johnny. What's up? Oh, look at this. Find it. We could get this one up and running. So while we're doing this, we're going to get, I thought about a baler. I'm going to do round bales. Simply because Well, the map is supposed to be set in the 80s and 90s, and we didn't have giant bales where I came from in the 80s and 90s, giant square bales. We'll do that. At some point, we're going to need to buy this. Pick it up now. Pick that up now. Traffic, we'll probably need a header trailer. Yeah, this is PC. Go ahead and put this on the trailer. So we're at 69%. This is the New Holland harvester from Modern Classics. I noticed the other day, as I was on the DLC page, that the Modern Classics isn't on the DLC page. I thought it was there for a while. That made me wonder if maybe it's getting ready to hit for console. I don't know. Just thought it was odd that it wasn't there. I was pretty sure it was on the Giants DLC page before. Thing just jumped off. There. I didn't see it. Just what I thought was kind of odd. Hey, Big Joe Gaming. What's up? Sure. Head tracking likes to default. Oh, we turned off traffic. Likes to default to looking up. So I have to look up a little bit and then recenter the screen. Hey, Lincoln, what's up? It's going to take this back to the farm just to park it. Where's that sprayer? Yeah, he's going to make it all the way around. Then we'll jump in there and open the gates. And now that we have the refill, assuming the refill, he actually fills up, then we can just let him run and go off and do our own little thing. Not have to worry about him. Yeah, I turned traffic off because of the Courseplay guy doing the reload course, the refill course. It would be just an utter nightmare with traffic on to have Courseplay try to drive up and down these roads. I'll turn it back on once Courseplay's done its thing. Traffic is tough, but it's quick. It's mellowed out from testing, man. When I first got the map for testing, oh my gosh, it was brutal. I mean, they would just annihilate you with no regard that you were anywhere even close. We don't. Let's use this one. We're going to get our baler and our bale stacker. And we'll open this gate. See, at this low angle you can see the darker color, but the way that grass is, you can't really see the spray. Oh, no problem. You know, those last two nuggets are kind of hard to find because they are off the map. There we go. We have a nice unobscured view. It's kind of warm out, so that way we can have air coming into the cab. How did I find them? Up by the railroad tracks by pure accident. I was up there during a... I was just up there kind of showing the train off. Waiting on the train, just running up and down the tracks, and all of a sudden it said nugget. Oh, there was a nugget there. It's at 23%. It'll be done very shortly. We might be able to get the baler and get back before he needs to fill up. But you can use Courseplay and have a guy seeding the field, and then also have him run around to a fill point. You know, when he runs out of seed, he'll just stop, go get filled up, come back, and restart right where he left off. You can definitely do it for an unloading trailer. Have it take the grain and dump in the silo and come back. All kinds of things. Oh, I'm glad you were enjoying the map for 6.5 hours. It's a nice long play. Yeah, I don't understand why so many maps have nuggets that are misplaced or unobtainable. I mean, it's so easy to check. You put the nuggets there, then you jump in the game and actually make sure you can get them. Now, nuggets need to be one of the last things you do to the map. Because if you place a nugget and then you modify the terrain, then you could place it, test it, and then you modify the terrain, you move a building around a little bit, and next thing you know, you've buried the nugget in a building, or you buried it under the ground. So nuggets really need to be one of the last things you do. So it's at 5%. Where's he at? He's fairly close to the gate too, so that won't be too bad. %. All right. There he is. See him folding up. And now he's going to go over here to the start position of the refill course. Haven't seen him do that before. Come around here. Here he is coming down the road. Got his beacon on and everything. He's very safety conscious. He or she. Now let's see if it actually fills up. Slowed down, so it's acting like it has. Yep. And we can now see the gauge. Where's the gauge at? Gauge going up. He's full. Just cost me $2,200. And now he's off to pick it back up where he left off. See, you can set this guy off to do this. Go off, do whatever you want to do. Other jobs on the farm. And just be confident that he'll just continue to refill his tank until the job is done. Tractor's going to go to the end point of that course. Then he's going to come back over here. You could have recorded a stop. Off he goes. Alright guys, well, I'm basically going to call that once we get back in the tractor. There's not much going on. Just going to cart some stuff back and continue to fertilize that field another day. Thank you all for coming out and watching. We had a good crowd and everything. And I am thinking that depending on where we are with the Valley of the Old Farm, we'll either be on that map here in the next couple days, or we will be on Hofbergman multiplayer just messing around. So our multiplayer series on Germantown has come to an end. We are going to swap that map out and put on Hofbergman 1.0.0.7. And for about a week or so, we're just going to play normal multiplayer on Hofbergman, just kind of as a map shakedown. And then we're going to retool it and set it up in the economy gameplay like we had on Germantown, and get that going. So we might be doing that on Wednesday. Not really sure. Again, thanks for coming out, and until next time, happy farming.